Hello, my name is Andrea Flack-Wetherald, and something that I care a whole lot about is forgiveness. That's something that I've spent most of my time and my work lately writing about and thinking about. And it's interesting because, as I've shared on various podcast interviews and posts, that if you're seeing this, you follow me, so you've probably seen, forgiveness is not reserved just for the worst, most traumatic things that we've been through. In fact, it can be really helpful and provide a really high ROI on the time we invest in, thinking through the things that are bothering us. Um, it can provide a really high ROI to spend some time thinking about little stuff that's bothering us. Because even if it's little by anybody else's measuring stick, um, it's bothering you and your feelings matter. And those feelings are pointing at something. It can be really helpful if you take some time to figure out, what is this pointing at? What is really bothering me here? You can learn a lot about yourself and why certain things get to you, or certain things that you're still hanging on to, old grudges and resentments you didn't realize were there. And if you just take a minute to think about, why am I so upset that this person is driving slow on the highway and I'm going to be late or whatever, like whatever little thing. The point is to think about little things, only if they're actually bothering you. Don't conjure up reasons to be upset. But if it's genuinely bothering you, allow yourself to have those feelings. So that's something that I've talked about a lot. And I had an interesting experience last night, which is that I was catching up with some friends I haven't talked to for a while. Once our kids were asleep, we were talking on Zoom. And I shared with them about just some funky feelings that I've been having lately towards someone who I am genuinely inspired by. Often I see this person's content on LinkedIn, and it's truly the advice and the wisdom that I am needing, and I feel so appreciative of it. And this is not a person that I know personally yet, but I think I probably will at some point. And he's good friends with a friend of mine type of situation. Anyway, and so I was thinking about just some of the funky feelings that I have of just not enoughness and insecurity that kind of get brought up for me, because this person talks a lot about posting a million times a day and I don't know. And I often feel like I can't keep up. So I realized this morning, as I was having my morning coffee in my second office out here on my back porch, that there's some forgiveness work for me to do. Because even though this person did not do anything wrong at all, he's doing his thing and shining his light, and his work ethic and tenacity are super inspiring and great. So nothing wrong has been done. But the forgiveness work is in order because I have created a bunch of limiting beliefs about what kind of person can be successful and what successful even means. I do not want to hustle constantly all the time. Maybe it's true that I could be growing my platform more if I would get up, before my kids are awake and schedule a bunch of content to go out and that sort of thing. But I really like my 6:30 a.m. snuggles that come every morning from my 7-year-old son. I'd be really sad if I missed those because I was in my office hustling and creating more content. It makes me so happy that I know I can count while he's still little, because he won't be little forever. I love knowing that every morning my little bear cub is going to come in our room and be like, "Good morning, mommy." I don't want to miss out on that. So maybe my platform would grow faster if I, was posting more. But I really love the other stuff that I get to do. I love the way that I spend my time otherwise, and I feel really happy. And so it's okay for me to do it my way. And there's no race. Who am I racing against? Nobody. So, given myself some time this morning to think about the funky feelings that I've been holding towards this person. So unnecessary, and feeling a sense of time to take a deep breath and be super grateful for the way that that person inspires and motivates so many people, and what a great thing that is. and how appreciative I am of that, and how I have benefited from that person's advice different times and felt inspired and motivated by this person. And it's totally fine when some of his posts come up that kind of hit me the wrong way and send me into some feelings of imposter syndrome. And like, sometimes, I don't know if you do this, I do this sometimes. See posts that are out on social media and receive them as though they were meant for me specifically, even though they weren't. And this person did not have me in his mind at all while typing these words, Anyway, I do that sometimes. So it was good for me to spend some time this morning releasing myself from the limiting beliefs that had taken root in my mind about what's possible for me and how my work can expand and grow while I do things at the pace that I want to do them, and while I make time to do things that bring me joy. I really love being a mom, like, so much. And I love the time that I spend preparing for Cub Scouts and getting to races and basketball games and talking to the kids' teachers and stuff. I love that stuff. I spend time in my day doing that stuff. Maybe my platform would be growing faster if I was constantly pushing out more content and more content. But anyhow, for me, the way that I teach forgiveness, it's about identifying what are the limiting beliefs and rerouting to deep truth. That's the behavior of forgiveness. I think a lot of the ideas we have about forgiveness are about the end result, the emotional freedom that comes, the ability to feel inner peace. But what I've noticed is that when we describe forgiveness, when we make forgiveness out to be the inner peace or the end result, it's really confusing how to even do it. How do you do inner peace? That's really hard to point to. So I teach forgiveness as a really practical thing, like specific action steps. The action steps are: pay attention to how you're feeling. Ask yourself when you started feeling that way. Ask yourself, what are the limiting beliefs? The limiting beliefs for me were only people that do it his way can be successful. Look at him. His platform is way bigger than mine. And he got there doing his method. My method must be bad. The limiting beliefs are like, people like me can't whatever. That's not true. The deep truth that I needed to reroute to this morning is that we're here for joy. And I truly believe that this person agrees with that and is also here for joy. And I think that he lives in a lot of joy and creates a lot of joy for people. It's totally safe for us to have different approaches. It's totally safe. Seeing somebody that's doing it differently and rocking and rolling doing it differently is not a threat at all. I don't need to feel threatened. I don't need to feel worried. I don't need to feel judged. No reason for me to spend my creative time and energy spinning my wheels in that territory. No need whatsoever. There's enough time. There's enough goodness. We all get to do it our own way. It's super encouraging to me to spend some time thinking about that today. So I hope that if you have watched this video, this little live recording to this point, I hope that you'll take some time for forgiveness today. Does not have to be on a hugely traumatic experience in your life. Anything that is causing you to feel funky toward people that are working toward the same goals in the world and spreading good things in the world. Anything that's causing you to feel self-doubt, resentment, anything, any negative feeling toward yourself or somebody else is a really good place to start with some forgiveness work. Just ask yourself, what are the limiting beliefs? And what do I deep in my heart know is really true about this? And when you create some alignment there, you'll find that you're feeling a lot better. All right. Bye.